Next up, we have Isha Varshney from Celo, who will be speaking on building with purpose, building for all, onboarding everyday people to Web3.
Thank you. And thank you all for being here. I know it's been a long day. Most of us are jet lagged, so thank you for listening to this. So I'm Isha. I'm head of ecosystem at Celo Foundation. And the reason I'm here is to kind of talk to you guys all about Celo a little bit. I know we had some of our builders up here, some amazing projects in the Celo ecosystem kind of allude to Celo before. I know Bogdan did it in his chat with Silas earlier today. But yeah, just to talk to you a little bit more about Celo. What is Celo, what do we do, and why are we at Stablecoin Summit, and why are stablecoins so important to us? So Celo is a layer 1 blockchain. We're currently transitioning to a layer 2. We are on layer 2 testnet on the OP stack. And why do I think Celo is special is because Celo is very mobile first. We have a mission which is called Prosperity for All, and we want to build for like everyday users and everyday use cases. And the reason we're able to do this is because there's some things that are fundamental to the chain that allow for this. One is A, our mobile focus. B, the fact that we have really, really low gas fees. It's sub-cent on Celo. And 3, because I think from day 0, because we were real world focus, we've kind of focused on emerging markets, right? And so that kind of leads me to like, why am I here talking at Unstable Summit, right? And as we kind of explore, what do real world users in emerging market really care about from a Web3 perspective? What we have learned is that stablecoins are the biggest thing that like we can provide to that ecosystem in the current moment of time. And absolutely, we'll build more. But right now, in the state of crypto, stablecoins seem to be the thing that kind of is great product market fit for us. And that's why at Celo, we're trying to become the home of stablecoins. We have incredible volumes. As you can see, some of the metrics here, we have incredible volumes in terms of like how much our TVL is. But why I think we can become home of stablecoins is like a couple of things that are fundamental. One, we have a lot of dollar-denominated stablecoins that are native on Celo. But 2, Celo gas fee can be paid in any stablecoin, right? So you think of native USDC, USDT, CUSD are all gas fee currencies on Celo. Essentially, you can have a wallet on Celo with just one stablecoin, a CUSD for instance, and you can transact in that stablecoin. You don't need any other token, that's it. You store, and we've heard this a lot through the day. I've been here at the back of the room hearing about like emerging markets, store of value, why stablecoins are important in EM, and store of value. But like if you have a wallet, in my opinion, that has stablecoins, but then you have to like go get another currency, add another currency to the wallet to pay for gas fee to do any transaction, that makes it super complicated. And I think some of these things we kind of thought about and are super fundamental to why I think we've done pretty decently in emerging markets. From a daily active user perspective, we've onboarded a lot of users in the last few years that have been on-chain and have incredible daily active users specifically for stablecoins. And then we also have a couple of initiatives in the ecosystem that are super stablecoin focused, including Stabila Foundation. Stabila Foundation, I mean, there's members of Stabila Foundation here, so please go reach out to them. But what it is essentially is, it's a community program that gets funding to proliferate the use of stablecoins. For this audience, maybe it's interesting to see some of the stablecoin incentive programs that are being run on Celo. So we'd love for you guys to kind of go have a look at those. And like I said, we've onboarded a bunch of users onto the chain. And so from a daily active perspective, we actually dethroned Tron as the chain that has the most number of daily active users across any ecosystem. A lot of these users use stablecoins for store of value in emerging market. And I know from the dashboards we're seeing a lot of them are CUSD users, which is the Celo first stablecoin. And then we clearly have like USDC and USDT as like other stablecoins that are being used. Sorry. Yeah, and then this the sudden like usage of stablecoins is actually being really interesting. It's also kind of coming up in terms of like in the broader ecosystem around like the debate of stablecoins, who's using them, what are they doing with them. And Vitalik very recently posted about some of this in his tweet where he talked about Celo becoming not only an L2, but also like what is driving the growth of Celo. And I know like for Ethereum and for the EVM ecosystem, it's really exciting to kind of see like a lot of this like real usage and real proliferation of stablecoin. Yeah. And so how are we seeing this growth of stablecoin? I want to talk to you a little bit about that. So we've, in collaboration with the Opera team, we have a product in the Celo ecosystem called MiniPay. MiniPay is a stablecoin only wallet that is currently available across 7 countries in Africa. It is a stablecoin wallet that is embedded in the browser. It is also the browser that is most used on the African continent as of 6 months ago. I think that stat keeps changing. But I think the thing that I love about MiniPay, and I think why it's super relevant to the conversations today, we keep talking about EM using stablecoins, but how are they using stablecoins? What does the user want to do with it? Is it just store of value? And why aren't they using it right now? Because I mean, stablecoins exist, they've been in existence for a few years. So why is the retail user not using it? And I think what we learned based on like a ton of research that we did at Celo was that it's really difficult to kind of like use crypto. Like it's scary, it's difficult. You have a ton of like, well, you have a wallet address, you have like passwords and keys, et cetera, et cetera. And when you talk to like an everyday user, it's hard. And so what I think MiniPay does really beautifully is simplify the use of crypto, simplify the use of stablecoin in like really easy UI UX. It's built for everyday users, and this specific, the MiniPay is specifically built for Africa. We've onboarded 3.5 million users to date in the last 1 year on the MiniPay wallet. We're currently live in 7+ countries, and the target is to kind of go 60 country plus. And so I kind of talked a little bit about like why this is special, but let me go through it one by one, right? The thing about Celo, we have something called Social Connect, which helps you kind of link your phone number to a wallet address, right? So like for those of us that live in the US, you have Venmo, you pick up your Venmo app, you type in your friend's phone number, you just type in your friend's name from your contact address, you can send them money. And these kind of things exist in multiple different countries in multiple different ways, but it doesn't exist in crypto. So even if I'm sending money from my one wallet to the other, I kind of have to like make sure that the wallet, copy paste the wallet address. It's scary for me itself, like I have to like check the first 2 digits, last 2 digits, that kind of thing. What we have inherent at Celo ecosystem is you can map a phone number to a wallet address. So for instance, if my mom has a wallet, or if Will in there has a wallet, I literally Will can map his phone number to his wallet address. So if I want to send money to Will, I literally pick up on the MiniPay app, type in Will to my contact address, and send him money. Simple as that. It's like how I traditionally use money systems in like today's world, and we've kind of like replicated it as on-chain. 2, it's really easy and fast because like finality on Celo is really fast, like 4-second finality, and gas fees are really cheap. It doesn't hurt in terms of like transaction cost. Sign-in is super easy. It uses Google authentication, so makes it really simple and easy to use for users. And like, it's as simple as like what you're currently used to is what you can kind of replicate in Web3. The interface is really easy, and then I think what makes it extremely great is that it has a bunch of like on and off ramp providers. So in any country, when you kind of sign into this wallet, you get a drop down of like 4 or 5 different ways that you can on and off ramp from 4 or 5 different providers. So think of it this way. If you want to on ramp from your credit card, there'll be 2 providers. If you want to on ramp from your bank account directly, there's like 3 providers. If you want to on ramp from like mobile money, which is very prevalent in some of these countries, there's like 2 providers. It gives you rates, it gives you a transaction fee, and that kind of like gives you autonomy as to like, okay, well, I kind of want to use my bank because it's cheaper, or I'd rather use mobile money because it's easier. So it gives you a bunch of like really great on and off ramp providers across each country. And this like network is, I think, one of the critical things for us when we think about stablecoins in EM. If it's really expensive to on or off ramp, if the spread is like 30%, I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want to use anything that has like a 30% spread. And so what MiniPay has done really well is they've integrated across different countries, and they made sure that these spreads are super minimal. And then you can send without using data for MiniPay, because MiniPay, the browser itself, gives you free data in some countries, right? Kind of also, I know you and I don't think about like, well, data bundles and cost of data, but in some countries, data costs a lot. And so kind of like helping you remove even that additional burden is really helpful for when we talk about everyday users in some of these economies. The other thing that makes this really, really special, and I use the word special a lot, is that it has this function where you have your total balance, and when you pull it down, there's like pockets in there, right? And so as you can see some of these pockets, there's like 3 pockets currently in MiniPay: CUSD, USDC, and USDT. Again, I think something that like we take for granted is like swapping between stable coins, because we're crypto native, you can go to a DEX, kind of swap, or like one of these like swapping functionalities, right? On MiniPay, they've abstracted all of that complexity away, right? You can literally drag and drop, and it swaps 1:1. This feature is like powered by the Mento DEX, which helps you kind of like, it's zero cost swapping. Let me show you how this works. Okay, maybe the video is not showing. Maybe the video doesn't work. Maybe not. Okay, so literally you drag and drop, and it swaps for you, right? It's really simple UI UX. This is going really well, clearly. Thank you. Yeah, and then we have some really exciting news. We just launched a standalone, so currently it's available to any Android user across the world. So if you have an Android phone, I really recommend that you kind of download this and check it out, right? You see how simple this is to use. But why is any of this relevant, right? Like, why are we talking about MiniPay so much? Yeah, it's store of value. Then what? What happens after that, right? Why are we talking about this? I'm talking about this because people are actually using it. As anecdotal evidence, I was in Kenya like in the month of September. I didn't buy a single Kenya shilling. I used MiniPay wallet for every single transaction, from an Uber to coffee to dinner to whatever you say. From the time I landed to the time I took off, I used only MiniPay, which is really incredible for me. But it's also like, why should, I mean, I'm clearly like not the majority, but as you can see, we have like actual usage of this by people on the ground. And so you have Richie here who's using USD. He earns money only in USDT. He's a content creator. It was really difficult for him. For a retail user in some countries across the continent, it's really difficult to get a dollar-denominated bank account. And so he now receives his entire payment for all his content with USDT, and kind of uses it, is able to kind of even pay the tuk-tuk, or depending on which country you're in USDT using MiniPay. We have another, Emma kind of uses it to buy groceries, and I've done this myself, kind of bought a lot of groceries in Nairobi with MiniPay. But I think what makes it really special is that you can, like me, you have folks like Nick who kind of lost his wallet, and it's not uncommon in some countries to lose your wallet and lose some of your belongings. Even with losing some of his belongings, he was able to kind of access payments in Nigeria as he was traveling. Net, why am I here? Why do I think this is relevant, right? And I know we've had some interesting takes on this, right? But our take is, my mom thinks I work for Magic Bean Money, right? Literally, like that's what she tells me, you work for Magic Bean Money, right? My friends kind of tell me, what is wrong with you? Crypto is completely useless, right? But I'm tired of hearing this. Crypto is useless unless you need it. Right? Until you need it, right? Crypto is useless unless you're that person in Nairobi or in Nigeria or in somewhere in like Guam, and you're not able to kind of receive payment for like online content creation. It's useless till you can't get a loan, or the loan that you get is at like 10% per month return. You have like products like Haraka that are like building lending functionalities in emerging markets at rates that are reasonable, right? Crypto is useless, sure. Crypto is useless for some, but it's not useless for all. It's not useless for everyday people doing everyday things in markets that are not here, right? And so my thesis is crypto is useless, but I think stablecoins are a great product market fit, and I can't wait for all of us to prove this wrong, right? To kind of build towards this future. Thank you.